The five remaining members of the so-called Bali Nine drug ring have been freed and flown back to Australia after almost 20 years in an Indonesian prison. The five Australians were jailed for their roles in a heroin smuggling plot in Bali in 2005. After years of advocacy from the Australian government, the group were flown back to Australia earlier today. The case made news worldwide when the gang's two ringleaders were executed by firing squad in 2015.
I'm pleased to confirm that Australian citizens Matthew Norman, Scott Rush, Martin Stevens, Siyi Chen and Michael Shugai have returned to Australia this afternoon.
Now, these high-profile cases were really followed closely by Australian media, but also international media. It made headlines around the world, and this was because a lot of these people were so young. They were just 18 years old, and this decision by Indonesia to hand down the death penalty for its two ringleaders was really controversial and shocking for something like drug trafficking. A really controversial part of this, though, was the fact that the Australian Federal Police tipped off the Indonesian police knowing that there was the penalty of death in place for drug trafficking. And its ringleaders of the Bali Nine, Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran, they spent 10 years on death row before they were executed by the firing squad in 2014. So now today, after 20 years in an Indonesian prison and years of advocacy from the Australian government, the remaining five of the Bali Nine have been released.